The first thing that I want to say is Caucasian Americans do not fear foundational black Americans. Why do you ask? Because you are of no value to us. Everything that we have achieved, everything that we own, we have gotten out of the mud. We have gotten in spite of you trying to hold us back. You could not keep us in slavery. So the idea that you're going to put us back in slavery is ludicrous. You are of, and you have no reason to fear us. Understand this. The intelligence of a slave must be superior to the person who enslaves him, because if he is not superior to the person who enslaved him, then he would be just heavyweight. He would be heavyweight. Understand this. If the roles were reversed in history, foundational black Americans, because of our melanated skin, we could not even use you to pick cotton. We couldn't use you to pick cotton. And most of the things, probably everything invented, probably everything invented in the United States was invented by foundational black Americans. Even the cotton gin. We invented the cotton gin, which increased the need for black slaves. Understand this, and let me repeat this again. A slave has to be of more value than the slave master. Because if he is not of more value, if he could not invent more things, if he could not do harder work than the master, then he would be of no value. And you, because of your lack of melanation in your skin, are of no value to me. And let me repeat this again. Everything that black people, black Americans have in this country, you put roadblocks in our way that we had to overcome to achieve success. And you couldn't hold us back. And as we awaken, you can't hold us back now. I do not fear that which is inferior to me. It makes no sense. Nor do I need that which is inferior to me to work for me. Our IQ is exemplified in all the things that we created. We were the first to do open heart surgery. We were the first to do brain surgery. The ambulances that you see driving up and down the street, we invented that out of necessity because we couldn't depend on hospitals to take care of the people, of our people that were injured. And then you, like always, patented and stole that idea as well. Alexander Hamilton did not invent the phone. It was Louis Latimer, the same person who invented the light bulb, while Thomas Edison was fooling around with DC current, direct current, not alternating current, which is what we use today. You would not have, you have never even won a war. The Civil War was won by black Americans. You see, we did all the heavy lifting. Battles that you thought you would lose, you sent us in. And we didn't have a problem with it because we were fighting for our freedom. We go back to war, even when we go back to World War II, you have, I believe it's the 792 Tank Battalion that did the heavy lifting. And then there was some more ground troops. I think it was I can't think of their names, the numbers. And then most of all, it was the Tuskegee Airmen. See, you make a movie about Top Gun with Tom Cruise, but see, the real Top Guns in World War II were the Tuskegee Airmen who never lost a bomber plane. We returned white men home to America safely who flew bomber planes, and when our own pilots went back to America, we had to still fight. We had to fight. In fact, when you were fighting one fight, we had to fight two fights. We had to fight the Germans and the Japanese, as well as you. Only thing we need you to do actually is get out the way. You see, and you romanticize and egoize and your narcissism makes you feel that we want to be integrated with you. That doesn't make any sense. Why would anybody want to be integrated with a group of people who enslave them, create Jim Crow laws, say that we're 3/5 human beings, and just copy off of everything that we do, and then try to say that you invented it and created it? We don't need you for music. We don't need you for music because all of American music comes from us. We don't need you for dances because of all the American dances are just black dances that you've copied. The only thing that I want from you is for you to act civilized. That's all I want from you, is for you to act civilized. Do I want to take out all white Americans because of slavery and things like that? No. That would be a waste of energy. That would be a waste of energy. And it's not something that a civilized group of people would do. See, to understand the Bible, you must first be civilized. And to be civilized, you have to understand that the key to intelligence is love. The key to intelligence is love, because love is what is necessary for people to survive. Love is the foundation of intelligence if your goal is the survival of humanity. And that love must extend to people, land, the environment, and everything. And you have created your own disasters by upsetting the balance of nature. That's what you do. You upset the balance of nature, and then you find that if you put the animals that you greedily took out of nature, when you put those animals back into nature, like the beaver, even wild horses, even wolves, all of a sudden the earth starts to recover. Because why? Because the earth has a balance. And now you want credit. Don't try to take credit for what you messed up. Don't try to take credit for what you messed up. Egypt, or should I say Kemet, was a beautiful place to live. It wasn't a place of desert. It didn't become, I think you would call it desertified or something like that. It didn't become, Kemet did not become a desert until Egyptians moved in and do what Caucasians always do. Exploit the environment with your inability, out of greed and your inability to understand nature. But in closing, I want to say this. Do not fear intelligent people. Do not fear intelligent people. And do not compare yourself with or think that intelligent people are going to create the world that you have created. No. That would be to dehumanize Black Americans, thinking that we are going to act like you. To think that we're going to act like you really makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever to think that we're going to act like you and imitate you. Superior people, with all due respect, do not imitate those who are inferior. Let me repeat that. Superior people do not imitate those that are inferior. That would be going backwards. So understand this. The only thing that will happen when Black people take over the United States is that life will be better for you. Life will be better for you. There will be no wars, because there's no need for wars. The only people, to reiterate what I said, the only people who start wars are those that are inferior, because they need other people to do the heavy lifting and the thinking that they themselves can't do. And in closing, I'm going to say this. You have created, and this just shows total inferiority. You have patented ideas that you can't create. Just in case a Black person invents something where you can say, well, it was my idea. Even though you couldn't create the idea, you will claim ownership because you thought of it first. That is pure incompetence. That is like saying that you are the children of Israel, but refusing to take a DNA test to prove it. That is like saying you are the people of Kemet, but refusing to take a DNA test to prove it. That is like creating a patent on something you yourself cannot create. Now, Hebrew Israelites, foundational Black Americans, now it's the time I want you all to do a 3-day fast. A 3-day fast to help to help to help you to connect to your mitochondrial DNA, which holds the memory of who you are. So I suggest a 3-day fast. The fast could be, you can do a 3-day fruit fast, or you can do a 3-day fast of just eating vegetables, or you can do a 3-day fast of just water, depending on your spiritual acumen. With this, like and subscribe for future updates. Namaste.